Give thanks, you know. Hope all is well with everybody. Today feel like holiday, I don't know, you know. Something I go on. Something I go on. But we want to explore one thing I miss in the interview with Mark Golding on the fix. He said something profound, you know what I mean? I want to share with it. Because he was asked a question about the young voters then, you know. And it's kind of interesting when me hear him say so. I say, you know what? Let me just jump on live right now and deal with that little piece right here. Alright? No joke about it. But before I do that, you know, me I listen to the General Mystic and Byron and I don't know if you know when I listened to them earlier, but I was listening to them. They call him, so I'm go to that part there. I know the People's National Party. This is one of the reasons why I can't tolerate. You know, I beg to differ respectfully, but I can't tolerate when people. It's the first, you know, political due process we are ink. And then finally, you know, come of politics. Better way of life. And to the subject matter. So as we go out in the blaze of glory of one love. Obviously, like Mark Golding had led a wonderful. Okay. Let me see if I mean this. Yes, go ahead, Melting Pot, until the caller call back. You got it, me. Right in social media, going to allow the station, the party, one, and break. Dear people out there wouldn't be privileged saying anything. If maybe them, hello? Job at the lab. We know the commission report on Andrew he could have moved of the country. The country. I would have been changing that. Alright, so I called in on Melting Pot, so you know, just share that part of the start the show. Listen to my argument, Jamaica, because I hear a whole heap of things over and over on the internet with, you know, different people about Dennis Gardner. I mean, I say, really and truly, it's like the people them don't even know or understand. Oh, you can plug in back. I understand the characteristic of the leader of the opposition, Mark Jefferson Golding. It's like them not really pay attention to the things that the man stand for. So, but they want to, you know, use the opportunity which I did to give me input on everything and the concerns that the people them have online. All of the comrade them about Dennis Garden. Listen to this. And other things, right? You know, people upset about September 3rd, but you have to put it in a context, see? And yeah, so let's hear it. Jamaican people, especially the ones that were in Jamaica, I agree with Mystic. Everything that is happening here, the blame rests on us. The People's National Party gave a hell of a campaign. They gave a hell of an incentive with their manifesto with love. Oh yes. It would have been, if we had voted in the People's National Party, it would have been the greatest transfer of wealth from the government to the people. Understand in terms of land ownership, incentives of first in the family with education. We had all the incentives. We have all the incentives to go out and vote, and some of us took money, did not vote. Some of us took money, voted for the other side, and some of us did come out of the yard and make it a priority to go out and vote. There was a poll that said we should have had a 50% voter turnout. We know that we had skullduggery challenges from the Jamaican Labour Party, but even with that, the people that united and got serious. and come out of them yard and come vote against corruption, then we would have had a different situation right now. Can you imagine how the People's National Party members feel that without all that effort and people told them that they would have given them their support and they did not come out, and now we are telling the People's National Party that they should fight for us? No, we need to fight for ourselves. We need to show people something serious. In any other democracy, the Integrity Commission report on Andrew Honest, he could have never even run for office again in any other serious democracy. Right? When the fear to come out and come protest against corruption, but you know what PMV to do all of these things. After all the time to unite and get up and move. Nobody now come save on you know, I was kind of loading out of your part, but no man now come save on. But you know the funniest thing, Bolo, you know the funniest thing? I am going to watch, right, as it relates to when the next declaration to come out with Andrew Honest, right, and the opposition leader. And I'm going to see that, okay, when it comes out, me and you know that he's not going to be certified. No, what I'm going to ask Jamaica, are you going to allow him to continue?
Yeah, bro.
And if secretary declaration cannot be certified, are we going to stand up? So I am waiting, right, to see what is going to happen. Other things. Remember when Mr. Ratigan wrote the letter to the king, and we sent to the people, print the letter and sign the letter. Use the same letter. Nobody did it. Not enough people did it. That was an easy way for us to exercise or discuss during using the democratic process of unity. We didn't do it. The man has something called the MAGNITSKY Act. Something to fight against human rights violation and corruption in Jamaica. You need 10,000 signatures all along, and people don't take it upon themselves. Say, I'm going to one sign, and then two, I'm going to share this with everybody and make it the gospel. You understand? That those are the things that are easy for we as a people. Exactly the ball. We cannot even look for the People's National Party and last when it comes to anything to do with Dennis Gardner, any member of the People's National Party in terms of disciplinary action. Mark Bowen has shown us the leader he is. Yes. Whenever I'm decided to make a ruling, we leave it to the leader, because when Dennis Meadows, they make a statement. Yes. About scammers. What you remember? Yes. People say that we lose the seat because of that, and they show you the level of Mark Bowen and his integrity. So we are in good hands. If Dennis, as I say, Mr. Dennis Gardner is in Iran against the land, release the sanctions. I trust Mark Bowden that he will give the right sanctions, because he is a leader of integrity, unlike Andrew Honest. And with that, so we got to say, all right? Well said, Bolo. Well said. Bolo, before you go, melting pot, I ask you one question. I'm one. Melting pot. You're gonna boy, let me give me a round of applause. Yeah, man. Bolo always carry it, Yes.
Oh God, melting pot. Me never know say melting pot. They want to ask me one question. Shit. Oh man, if me did hear that. You know, say me I go on the program and next time I ask me which question you want to ask me though. No man, I can't believe. But that was my contribution on Mystic Sensation, ladies and gentlemen. You see what I say? Yeah man, that was my contribution. So Wagwan Jermaine, big up yourself. Respect. Alright, so that. The next thing now, let me see what's happening in the news, because I don't see any articles come out. Oh, wait a minute. I guess this is what I'm looking for. Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, Julian Robinson, says Jackden Limited and Company, owned by People's National Party member of Parliament Dennis Gardner, has repaid funds it saved when the University of the West Indies misused its tax exemption to import goods on its behalf. So this is official, outside of what I heard on the radio. This is a article, and this is Julian Robinson saying this on there. So Yeah, that is one thing. So let me just read this article right here. Robinson made the revelation on Wednesday on Radio Jamaica Beyond the Headlines program. A report was done by Customs and it identified the duties are and Mr. Gordon has paid those duties, he said. Robinson said he was told that it was approximately 10 million and that Gordon, who is a member of the PAC and MP of St. Andrew East Central, shared this information with him before Tuesday's sitting of the committee, which examined the multi-million-dollar breaches that were uncovered in an audit of the health facility in January. Gordon had also recused himself from that sitting. The principal of Jackden had indicated to me that one of the reports relates to his company and he, in fact, has paid to the University Hospital of the West Indies the sum of the duties that are outstanding. He has told me that at this stage I can't speak on the other entities, but he has indicated that to me. Three other companies, Supreme Laundry Services, Willman Sales, Scientific Medical Services, have also benefited from the UHWI misuse of its tax exemption status, contributing to total losses amounting to $23.1 million. The Integrity Commission, the police, and the Jamaica Customs Agency is currently probing this misuse. Robinson stressed that the UHWI needs to provide answers to the public on why it decided to use the tax exemption status for these companies, pointing out that in some cases the hospital would buy items imported under its this status at significantly high cost from these same companies. Young Jamaica, the youth arm of the governing Jamaica Labour Party, has called for Gordon resignation as Member of Parliament, PMP Region 3 Chairman and PAC member. In a previous statement issued February, Jackden Group of Companies maintained that its engagement with UHWI was compliant and that the Auditor General's findings pointed to administrative systematic failures within the hospital, not misconduct by the company. Exactly. That is a fact. The report identifies administrative and systematic failures. Systematic failures within the UHWI internal procurement and customs related processes, and does not conclude that Jackden caused or directed those failures. The company said, adding that its operations were conducted under formal arrangements and accordance with applicable procedures. Jackden, a healthcare and janitorial service company based in St. Andrew. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. An official statement that is in the paper. You can go and read it yourself. See it there. April 2nd, 2026. See it there. Alright, that is the Gleaner. That's definitely one of the articles that I was looking out for. Hearing it on the news is one thing. I've seen it in now the flooding. This is what? Flooding in Maxfield Avenue, Spanish Town Road. Hey, I'm telling you something. Jamaica under serious judgment today. So look at regular rain and fall and clear. What's that? Road them, yo, I don't have sentiment with what they are. The amount of water I see on the road is ridiculous. Man, down at Santa Cruz, the same thing. Regular rainfall and on the side, regular rainfall. And the whole place mash up. You understand? What is this? Firefighters and police respond to security issues at complex along Constant Spring Road. NSWMA improving garbage collection in Western Jamaica. Shernet Christian appointed Half Moon First Jamaica Managing Director. Shernet Krishna appointed the Half Moon First Jamaica. Oh, is this the hotel that they built in record time? Half Moon Resort? At that hotel that they want to reference? I wonder for that hotel. Well, let me save this for me something. I'm going to look into that. I think this was the hotel they were comparing Conrad Regional Hospital to. Interesting. What is this now? Kahira Jones, former Vibes Cartel murder case accused, released from prison over gun cases. Okay. Alright, let me see what's going on here. This is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. UK gather more than 40 countries to plot ways to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. These people are concerned about their bottom line. Them no business about the war, no? Them just want all of this to stop. 40 countries in Jamaica. And we have a Jamaican government that did a budget the other day and they didn't even speak on how this is going to be affecting us, and it's affecting us already. Unless where oil price is gone. Unless you want to look on the light bill lately. Yo, people in America ball and one of them sit down. And I said, no, I joke here, man. You better wake up. Trust me. You better wake up. And you see, you have something called the edge tax, where the government has been collecting the edge tax, but they have not been paying the insurance on the edge tax. And the edge tax is for fuel insurance for times just like these. Them think they want to pressure and ask the government, but want to stay still and want to stay silent. What must I do, Jamaica? What must I do? Let me go to TikTok. Here when my friend up now. Before we get into Mr. Golden.
Every person in ICE.
Hold on. Let me go up on TikTok. Oh, Lord of mercy. No man. People, mosquito killing no one there too. Wanna like up the live for me, please? Right up here, so guys. Touch the live for me. Press that little button right up here, so. The thumbs up button. Touch it and get the likes up. Please and thanks. No man, the mosquito are going bad. Really, really bad. Really bad. Alright, so I'm gonna play this because at Easter time, don't listen to this.
Talking about Easter. What is Easter? What is Easter? Easter is a pagan festival. Worship of Satan. Worship of the god called Ishtar. That's why it's Easter.
Wow.
Ishtar.
Write it down,
No
Jamaica.
wonder the Church of the Living, those who claim to be Church of the Living God, you lack power. Huh? People talking about burnt out in church. How can you burn out serving the Lord? You can't burn out. The Bible tells us that when you wait upon the Lord, you will renew your strength. You shall mount up with wings as eagles. You shall run and not be weary. Walk and not faint. And you're talking about burnout?
No, I'm not even gonna lie to you. That makes a whole lot of sense. So, if you are connecting with the Holy Spirit, and the Holy Spirit, covers you in a moment. In that moment, you're supposed to be Superman. In that moment, you're supposed to be Superwoman. You're supposed to experience super human powers from the connection with the spirit to the flesh. That makes a lot of sense. But let's continue.
That means you are not rightly aligned. So the feast days are strategically positioned along the journey of life, and God has instituted them as moments of refreshing. Say refreshing. Moments of reflection. Say reflection. Yes, refreshing, reflection, regeneration. Say regeneration.
Regeneration.
Restoration. Because the journey is long. And so he deliberately set them along the journey of life. And as you move from one to the other, yes, each time you are refreshed. So that you can go the extra, mile, and you keep going and going. When you are almost run out, and sometimes you run out, the next pit stop, which is another feast day, is there to refresh you. And the Roman Catholic Church many years ago, over a century ago, they were the ones who pulled the church away, and the rest have followed behind them like they don't have any sense. Listen. All these other festivals that they have put together and have put forward for the church, they are not of God. Easter is not of God. You talk about Lent. What is Lent? Where in the Bible you see Lent?
Wow.
Where in the Bible you see Ash Wednesday? Talk to me.
Wow.
Huh? Where in the Bible you see Good Friday? That's another story. I'm not even touching that one.
What? Like tomorrow? Like that tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be Good Friday. Oh my God.
We come up with these fancy names and they sound good, but when you begin to do your different investigation, you realize that things don't add up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. If Jesus really was crucified on Good Friday, how is it you get 3 days and 3 nights? Tell me how you count that. I don't want to start any trouble, you know.
Hey.
I really don't want to start any trouble, but I'm just saying, if you really step back and examine many of the traditions that the churches have taken on to themselves, you realize that they do not balance
So
with
now to
scripture.
blind me, what on the people?
And then when you begin to ask the elders questions, so them get angry and them want to throw you out. Say you ask so much question. Follow what we're doing. The church fathers used to do it, so follow it. The devil is a liar. Talking about Easter. What is Easter? What is Easter? Easter is a pagan festival. Worship of Satan. Worship of the god called Ishtar. That's why it's Easter. Ishtar.
Come on, guys. So now?
What's on there?
Sun start blazing now.
No wonder the Church of the Living, those who claim to be Church of the Living God,
When you went up,
people talking about burnt out in church. How can you burn out serving the Lord? You can't burn out. The Bible tells us that when you wait upon the Lord, you will renew your strength. You shall mount up with wings as eagle. You shall run and not be weary, walk and not faint. And you're talking about burnout? That means you are not rightly aligned.
No, I'm live right now. Pass it.
So the feast days are
Play me
strategically positioned along the
Easter
journey
one.
of life, and God has instituted them
This is gonna
as
challenge
moments
some people.
of refreshing. Say refreshing.
Really go do their
Moments
research.
of reflection. Say reflection.
Oh, you can listen to life.
Yes, refreshing, reflection, regeneration. Say regeneration.
Listen, I tell you already, I don't celebrate any holidays now. I born around Christmas and I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate none of them. Because I know that all of them are based off paganism. The devil has hijacked all of those things. You see me? So, me never need pastor. Pastor Jeffrey Shutter to come tell me that. From me young, I found out that this is the case. But it's interesting that a lot of the churches them that they adopt these holidays. You understand what I say? It's interesting, but I don't business about them adapt it. Me not adapt it. Because me not really work with the devil, you know. I try my best to stay as far from the devil as possible. You understand? Me don't want to par with the devil after this life, yeah. I want to par with Jesus and God. Alright, that's my thing there.
Because the journey is long. And so he deliberately set them along the journey of life.
Yes.
And as you move from one to the other,
Right.
yes, each time you are refreshed. So that you can go the extra mile, and you keep going and going. When you are almost run out, and sometimes you run out, the next pit stop, which is another feast day, is there to refresh you.
Like I said that, to refresh, yeah. With power.
And the Roman Catholic Church many years ago, over a century ago, they were the ones who pulled the church away, and the rest have followed behind them like they don't have any sense. Listen. All these other festivals that they have put together and have put forward for the church, they are not of God. Easter is not of God. You talk about Lent. What is Lent? Where in the Bible you see Lent? Where in the Bible you see Ash Wednesday? Talk to me. Huh? Where in the Bible you see Good Friday? That's another story. I'm not even touching that one. So we come up with these fancy names. And they sound good, but when you begin to do your different investigation, you realize that things don't add up. Let me ask you a question. If Jesus really was crucified on Good Friday, how is it you get 3 days and 3 nights?
Wow.
Tell me how you count that.
Wow.
I don't want to start any trouble, you know.
Wow.
I really don't want to start any trouble, but I'm just saying, if you really step back and examine many of the traditions that the churches have taken on to themselves, you realize that they do not balance with scripture.
Wow.
And then when you begin to ask the elders questions,
Listen.
them get angry and them want to throw you out. Say you ask so much question. Follow what we're doing. The church fathers used to do it, so follow it. The devil is a liar.
The devil is a liar, Jamaica. I've always been one of those inquisitive ones, you know.
Every person
And God knows my intention. You know, I've made some mistakes, but really and truly, I just want to make sure that I get it right. But then again, the Bible tell you, you have to have your own personal relationship with God. You have a personal responsibility. Can't blame the church. None of that. You have to seek God for yourself and ask God for you the unlimited amount of wisdom that are parts of it that you need to navigate to make it into His arms, you know. True. But let me go to this interview with Mark Golding. This portion of it.
being brought to them by the US, they didn't want to resist that any longer. You genuinely believe that it's because sides agree that there should be a national ID. However, people register age and have conversations and assess who you really are. Shit, we have forgotten you. US Embassy and all of that. But right now, I pay so much money for rejection. Exactly, and I understood all of that, so I gave it up. And now, if I want to go to the UK, I have to go look at visa and things. Welcome. Yeah. Welcome. And in fact, the truth of it is, even when I had that passport, because I wasn't comfortable with traveling on it, because I was in politics, I was in public life, and I thought, so I actually, for example, we visited the UK in 2022, I think it was, or 3, on a tour. We went to London and Birmingham, and I applied and got a visa in my Jamaican passport to travel on it. Yes, I haven't used that passport to travel, and I might have a US visa in my Jamaican passport as well. So it was just there in the draw, but it became this big issue. So I just said, heck, man, I got rid of it. Yeah.
Young voters in particular are
This
alienated.
part.
They feel alienated from both parties. What creative measures would you put in place to restore faith?
Yeah, it's a really good question. And I think part of
So you hear that? The question was that, the young people in Jamaica feel alienated by both parties, or them kind of separate themselves in other way they from both parties. You understand? They don't feel a connection. A lot of people have this argument, say, both parties are the same, two of them this, two of them that, and so he's gonna answer that question now. What method am I use to effectively connect with the young people? Listen to the answer.
it's a generational thing too, because some of us who are at the leadership level now, we're maybe in our 50s or 60s and so on, and we grew up in a different environment to what young Jamaicans grew up in, where they grew up in the era of social media and of screens and getting information and interacting really through all of that. We grew up different, So when I grew up, there was one originally. I remember there was one black and white channel on TV, and that was it, JBC, and then it went color in the 80s. I remember, and then of course technology and everything evolved so rapidly, and so we're all digital natives, but. So reaching out and understanding and how to connect with young people is very important, I think, for us. So here I am on the fix, man. I figure you probably have a young audience, so give people a chance to see me interacting with y'all and thing. And generally speaking, I think creating opportunities where young people can engage and have conversations and assess who you really are, what your vibe is like and thing, and that's all part of it. So it's just a process of really actively trying to reach out, and something which I think we need to do more of, and I hope to do more of.
Apathy has really played.
So she's gonna talk about apathy, and it's interesting. But before I go to that, he spoke about being on like the fix, and I hope that whoever is focused on Mark Golding's itinerary will make it a point of duty to reach out to the and interact with the younger voter base, because it's important. They need to be more engaged in the political process. They need to be more informed, and not be, understand the history when people try to manipulate them about a FinSac and all these other things. Just to know the truth about the situation so they can make informed decisions. You understand? I think that's incredibly important. Again, whoever is responsible for Mark Golding's, decisions in terms of, going onto platforms and stuff like that, they have to take up the mantle of making sure that they make it a point of duty to focus on platforms that is going to give him an opportunity to reach out and connect with the younger class. I think they should be very intentional where that is concerned. I don't believe that the older people that already know the history of the past and choose PNP and JLP, I think there's a large pool of access for them to the information for them to make an informed decision that they are already a part of, all the hey, bless up, all the social media warriors them out there, them have a decision to make based off looking at the information and doing their own research and coming to a conclusion. But you see, whoever has the ear of the young people, I strongly believe that Mark Golding should be, making appearances on those platforms, if it's even once a month. Yeah, man, one day out of the month, I think Mark Golding should be in an interview with one of those effective platforms. You understand? That is reaching the young demographic, so they can see and understand who Mark Golding is. I think he should open up himself to at least once a month. I know it's challenging because he does have his job, as a member of parliament, as the opposition leader, very important into debates and stuff like that. But I think they can make it work. 12 appearances for the year, that's gonna give that video time to get, circulated in the algorithm of the platform, so those viewers can, feel like they're reaching out and touching. And those platforms should have it in an interactive way that persons that are actually watching live can send in questions for Mr. Mark Golding. And then what the PNP can also do is to have those meetings themselves in constituencies, to go. And I think they did that before, because really and truly, when you look at the manifesto that they had, it's clear that they were listening to the younger people, that they have either supporting somebody that is within the managerial circle of the young arm and so forth. So that is good. All right, let's continue. Joy, how are you? Joy? Matthew saying send me something. How Matthew send me? I hope it has to do with this, Because I don't really want to
Come on.
I don't see anything. I don't see anything.
Bye, mama.
Um
Nobody gonna mix already.
Bye bye bye.
Nobody mix chef. Can't say no window. They're gonna share with them that.
Alright, mama, look sorry. Big up
Nobody mix
yourself.
chef. Can't say
Oh, this. Oh.
JLP MP Donovan Williams is now getting exposed by.
Oh, this a sulfur. General, you know. Good night, Joy.
He has really played.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like it's definitely it's a difficult balancing act that has to be achieved because
It's not easy.
there are campaign methods that you see work over the years, and you don't necessarily want to abandon that because you know say work with grassroots people. But then again, you have to try to find innovative ways to appeal to the youth. Yeah, and so it's a difficult little balancing. It is.
Yeah.
And also, there's people are very transactional now.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
So a lot of young people are like, boy, what's in it for me? That's even more so now than back in the day, because back in the day, like, more people would take a box food and say, yeah, man, yeah, I'm a vote. Well, put it this way. I think in the era I grew up in, the idea of fighting for a cause was, I think people related to that more, and they would a lot more of the thing. Politics was much more on a voluntary basis. For example, then party workers didn't even get a stipend or anything, but they turned up and they did, because they loved them party, and it was all part about moving Jamaica forward.
Right.
Nowadays, the people don't really stay so themselves. If you're not doing nothing for me, they're in the business, right? So how.
So Jamaica, I'm sorry. I'm not laughing because what he said is untrue or it was funny. I'm laughing because it's just the way how Marky G communicate. Yo, the man just is a Jamaican. Like, seriously. That should be killing me, bro. I be laughing like, yo, the man say, yo,
How you get into people's consciousness.
listen.
Really played.
I mean, like I said, like it's definitely it's a difficult balancing act that has to be achieved because there are campaign methods that you see work over the years, and you don't necessarily want to abandon that because say work with grassroots people. But then again, you have to try to find innovative ways to appeal to the youth. Yeah, and so it's a difficult little balancing. It is.
Yeah.
And also, people are very transactional now.
Yes.
So a lot of young people are like, boy, what's in it for me? That's even more so now than back in the day, because back in the day, like, more people that.
Yo, I've never been the type when it comes to the politics to say I was gonna seek something from a political. I don't want no money from them. I don't want nothing. You understand what I say? I don't want it to be that, Bolo only a talk about this because he might get paid and he might get benefits from. No. Bolo a talk about what he talk about because Bolo believe in what he say and him observe and see things and understand that there needs to be change. So I am not the one. I am not the transactional type. That's why I put the thumbnail up about civic commitment and civic duty. You understand? It's you have to check out what those things mean, where your civic duty is concerned. We had a civic duty to come out and vote everybody on September 3rd, and majority of the Jamaican people, they chew dirt, they spat on their civic duty. And people might say, but sure, my vote not gonna make a difference. That is a lie from the pits of hell. You have people that won by 10 votes. You have people that won by 20 votes. You have people that won by 6 votes. Single digit. Imagine if you get up out on the bed and go vote. A difference where you would have make in a them situation there. Collectively for the persons them that did not vote. You understand? So the point of the matter is we have not truly heard the full voice of the people about who they entrust to lead the country. We have heard a few voices, not all, not the collective. Maiden say what makes Mark different from any other politician. Maidens Well, there's a few things. One, his track record, his history of having a clean hand, not involved in any corruption. Even when they try to to lie about FinSac and all this foolishness, the way how he responds to corruption within his political party or what is deemed to be lacking principle and good governance, he doesn't respond with kind. He responds with force. He responds with understanding. He responds with intelligence. Once the evidence is there that you are indeed in breach of a particular act that he deems to be lacking integrity, high moral, and good conduct as a member of parliament or a member of the People's National Party, you're going to be removed. There's no doubt about it. You understand? This is the man that formulated the legislation for the Integrity Commission. You understand? To hold government officials accountable. This is a man that is pushing for impeachment of politicians, including himself. He would be one of those persons that would be subject to that particular legislation. But because he wants to be held accountable, he wants others to be held accountable, he doesn't mind pushing for those things. This is a man that his statutory declaration is certified. All the noise they're making about the DB&G, Darren Bunting and Golden, all the noise they're making about that, the information about their statutory declaration is public. There's no corruption. It was a clean run organization. They were very intelligent in how they dealt with the business, and they were able to navigate through the FinSac debacle, the response to help people. You understand? What has intelligence done for the people? Well, let me tell you something how easy that is. Imagine having a dunce leader. Yeah, man. Just imagine you have a dunce leader where around the country. That's gonna get your country in trouble. You're not gonna have the creative means and methods to enact certain reforms and look at things to have creative ideas to grow the economy. You know what I mean? Creative ideas to expand the quality of life of the people of Jamaica. You cannot have a dunce leader. There's all types of negative for having a dunce leader. So therefore, there's all types of positive for having one that is intelligent, and not only intelligent, but one that actually cares for the people and has humility and integrity. You understand? The 7 pillars of good leadership, the code of conduct that they have signed. You understand? A leader endorses that among his group. But look at Andrew Onis and his government. They haven't signed those code of conducts. They don't want to be held accountable in that regard. So you see the clear difference. And just look at how the country is running. Are you telling me that you haven't seen enough from a Mark Golden Maidens to say to you, it is clear that Mark Golden would be running the country now in a better way if he was in power for 10 years? Look at all the work he did as a Minister of Justice in that era. Look, he recorded a record number of key legislations. One of them was the weed one, right? Where a man, his record would be expunged if he had a weed charge, a fast spliff, right? And that freed up so many people if he can go get them visa and fly out and have a more better quality of life. So I could really go on and on and on, honestly. I could really go on and on, and I'm happy for the questions, you know. He says, so let me ask you, if you're going for a position, wouldn't you be prepared? Tell me about his constituency. His constituency is pretty peaceful. His constituency is doing he's doing well. He helps his people. You understand me? I say, if you go there, you will see the reaction from the people. This is somewhere where he's extremely familiar with in terms of a theme ground. You understand, him entrenched in the culture, being there all in life. So I mean, honestly, his constituency cannot be judged. His constituency cannot be judged solely on him. His constituency cannot be judged solely on him, maidens, because he was never in power. If I was to, yeah man, it still remain the same, Joy Barnes. And send me a screenshot when you send something on the cash up here, because the phone kind of down right now. I may have to link my bridging and just cause him, other activities going on it. So if you send me something on the cash app, just send me a WhatsApp message. Anyway, when you look at Mark Golding's constituency, only way you can truly judge him is when he goes into power. Yes, when he actually goes into power, he's doing other things to defend the people's best interests within the constituency. But as an opposition, you are limited in that regard, and we must be honest about that context of it. So look at Andrew Warner's constituency compared to Mark Golding. And Mark Golding was never in power. He was never the prime minister. He never had the management of the funds or tax dollars to see how we would use it to make some type of transformation within his own constituency. Sealer, he never had that opportunity. Now look at the reverse. And Jonas has been in his constituency for how much years? And has been the prime minister for how much years? Have you heard the horror stories? Schools being locked down. You understand what I say? No man, he does stuff, man. I'm saying the magnitude of which he does stuff would be magnified if he was
that's why I'm a girl on this.
if he was a bro. If he was a member of if he was a prime minister. You understand? Or if he was a member of parliament when his party was in power, he could do more. You understand? And that's just facts. Look at I don't know if you guys are following the thing, When you hear this Zuleika Jess, as a matter of fact, Mark Golding is going to mention something in this interview in regards to even the housing program. The housing program with the money if you give back for the roof, the MPs them down. I always say, them not see no money for them people, them on. So it's like, it is alleged that they must spite them. And I make it more difficult, and I hold back the money, and I take long to give the people them the relief for them need, because of partisan politics. Because you have a government that is in power that is not there to serve the people, they are there to serve the people that is loyal to them. You understand what I say? And that is one of the big problems why the MPs them from the opposition oftentimes don't see success, right? And the people in these areas can tell you, because they are the ones experiencing it. They are there, they see what's happening on the ground. You understand? He went to Champion. He knows rich, wealthy people. He can organize and do much more. No, maidens, what is going on with you? Huh? So hold on there. You're excusing the prime minister for his role. What do you mean him know rich people? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And he does organize and use his influence. Where were you when you're waiting for this Mark? What? I don't understand what you're talking about. The other day when him name Andre Stevens wanted to help the lady with the foot. You see, a one phone call Mark Golding make. This is what he does. I don't understand what you're talking about, maidens. Yes, you're looking real suspect right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm kind of confused. I never saw this side of maidens in my chat in regards to Mark Golding. Are you one of the comrades them that don't rate Mark Golding and is unfairly judging the man that has never been the prime minister of Jamaica, that has I can't check the cash app dry bonds. I tell yourself, WhatsApp me. Send me the receipt. That's what I said, darling. Send me the receipt on WhatsApp. You weren't listening to me. The phone that has the cash app on it,
He cannot do it on a larger scale. Hold on, by the way, do you know what Mark Golding does? He gave up 80% of his salary to charity. 80%. Are you judging? Of course you're judging him. You're judging him. Because to me, these questions should be directed to somebody that is in power. That is the leader of the country. Joy Barnes, you're telling me to check my cash app, and I'm saying I cannot check my cash app because the phone that has the cash app, the screen is broken. So send me a WhatsApp message with the cash app amount that you sent. Yeah, man. Send me a WhatsApp. You're judging the man, man. Be honest about it, man. You're judging the man. You're judging the man. At least be honest about it, because these are 21 questions like 50 cents where you give me right now. It's like your challenge when me I said the good things them about Mark Golding with these questions. Like say Mark Golding is not everything that I said he is. No, he should do more. No, he should do better. The man has carried on the leg. Alright, no, something wrong with Joy Barnes. Are you hearing me? Joy Barnes, are you hearing me? Why are you saying that over and over again? Check your cash app. Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that over and over? I told you that the cash app, you have to send me a message on WhatsApp. What is going on? Is there a virus on this or something? Yes, so these 21 questions where you ask me is like, what? What are you talking about? The man gave up 80% of his salary. 80% in solidarity with the teachers that got 20%. And these, because the government has not settled their, what do you call it now? Their negotiations from 2 years ago that should have been settled last year. 80% of his salary, the man has continued his father's legacy to help the most vulnerable persons in Jamaica. People where nobody no look upon. Zine, we have disabilities. He has continued that legacy. You understand what I deal with? Mark Golding has done more for the country and the people of the country and his father and his family than this entire Jamaica Labour Party has done in this 10 years and since they've been in power. He has done more. I kid you, I've said it before. Mark Golding's father has done more for this country than Andrew Honest. Facts. Check him record. Check him record on what he did from that time, you know, and the legacy is still going. And Mark Jefferson Golding has continued and grew that legacy. And now he's doing it on a higher level because he's doing it on a higher level now because, you know, he is in government. So if you look at the manifesto targeted, the PMP manifesto targeted the most vulnerable, the elderly people, the people who have disabilities. You understand? The manifesto had high levels of consideration for them. You understand what I say? So, I mean, there's things that Mark Golding does that he doesn't publicize on television. He's not looking for somebody to come and praise him and tap him on the shoulder like Andrew Jones. We are cut ribbon for every little thing. Him not do that. You understand? Who know? You understand? But do your research because he does a lot. All right, let's continue. Let me go to the next part of this.
I'll take a back food and say, yeah, man, yeah, I'm a vote. Well, put it this way. I think in the era I grew up in, the idea of fighting for a cause was, I think people related to that more, and they were a lot more of the thing. Politics was much more on a voluntary basis. For example, then party workers didn't even get a stipend or anything, but they turned up and they did, because them love them party, and it was all part about moving Jamaica forward. Right. Nowadays, the people don't really stay so themselves. They're not familiar in the business, right? So,
and that's a thing with the culture of Jamaica politically now. We don't have any patriots. It's all transactional. We have political whores out here. Regular people, people that work with the party, them, and do all types of things for the party. Them have to get them money. Else them vex and them upset and them money them out deal with. Them not deal with patriotism. Them not deal with how it used to be in our past. Mark Golding never tell a lie.
Persons that work with the government back in the day on the ground level was persons that actually had love for their country and wanted the best persons in government, and they were like disciples of a church that going out there and evangelizing on behalf of the church, to have those people come to the church and be a part of the church. That's how the politics did run back then. But now the highest bidder get people vote. And I remember the lady where she said she get if them get 100,000 and some chicken now, she ready for vote for the next party. While she did in a one green, green shirt that time there. And if PMP they come to her and get 100,000 and some chicken, she would have voted for PMP. That is where it's gone now. People are sell them vote. And the party them, well, I can't say the party then, the party where they in power, then definitely I take advantage of that, because guess what? Not everybody is voting. It's like 39%. 39% of the population voted according to the statistics, and if we are to believe that, it lessens by the number, it would lessen the amount of money that a party would have to spend to buy votes. The less persons that actually vote. If you let me I deal with. So patriotism is dead in the country right now. It dead. Is all about where me can get from the person. Me see, I like all the MP for my area, or the caretaker for my area, because he was running to be MP. I saw him once, and I hail him and big him up. Me not taking number. Me not look nothing from him. Me no want nothing from him. You feel me I deal with, even if they didn't want me to be a part of anything. No, me dey in a wilderness, I do my thing right, so. You understand? Me work for my own time. Me look on things and me have passion about, and me talk about it, and look on the facts and them type of something there. But if you say, yo, Bolo are no part of something where them a pay him, nobody can say that. Nobody now pay me. Nobody. No political party now pay me. I cannot be bought. You understand? So I am doing my civic duty. I am upholding to my civic commitment. I mean, I challenge everybody else to do the same. And at that, Mark going a reference say, things sometimes have really changed, because in the past, yo, nobody didn't pay them people if they do them something with them do. You understand what I say? We say that has always been the politics, and the people can't say no. No man. Only recently. It's not money was. Let me tell you, say, Michael, listen, Michael Manley days, not a money, not a money, brother. Yo, let me tell you something, not a money, bro. People just love the movement, brother. You understand? People they loyal to Michael Manley and the People's National Party, because the man say no bastard no there. The man say free education, free health care. You understand? The man give people cheaper housing. You understand what I deal with? You understand what I say? Yeah, man. So, the buying a vote. I'm not going to say PMP never buy a vote. I'm not going to say that. But the way all socialist structure and also them operate. Some people within the PMP, yes, might have changed them style like all the MP for a particular era. While things were shifting, might have changed their style individually, and make sure so they take care of people and give them a thing already. But may I tell you, buying vote is not a it's not a thing. It's not a thing. And this definitely, when I speak for Mark Golding, that man is very much against it. You can't hear it right, so it's very much against it. He's not the man to say, yo, he might come and say, alright, he might come bribe you and come at the bar and know say I don't love drink. You might go buy everybody one drink, or you might go buy 1 2 quart and some tracer and buy something for your man, and for your man then drink and know say, yeah man, from time to time Marky G is a man like that where just come and just bribe everybody and buy them a drink because he want them to stay loyal for them vote. No, for the politician them now in this time here. And this how the politics reach, Right, this how the politics reach. Rum and boom, KFC. Alright, this and some money in your pocket and one shirt. When then time may come. Rum and boom, KFC, and some money in your pocket. Alright, what go on, Celine? What's up, my girlfriend? What, babes? You know easy, you know? You know easy at all, yeah, man. Yo, a big thing you go on with, you know? Celine from East Portland, man. The word is love.
How you get into people's consciousness to understand that your personal needs are important, but you're part of a whole. You're part of a system, you're part of a country, and you have a role to play at that level as well. And you mustn't suppress that part of your personality. You must look about your personal interests, yes, but at the same time realize that your personal interests are very impacted by the bigger picture in many ways. You know what bus fare costs, or if you have a car, how much pothole on the road, if you get sick, what the situation is like in the health system, if you're going to school, you know what the conditions are like in the education system. These things matter to you, but you might be living in a bubble, and you're just living in a
Individualized. That's the problem.
So I think you have to try and break through that, and not do it in a way where people feel you don't understand them, or rate them, or you're idealistic and naive because I know really so life go. But it's more trying to get people to understand, yes, there is the I and there's the we. And both are important. You can't be monodimensional because life is multidimensional.
You hear that? Monodimensional. Listen to that again.
Get people to understand, yes, there is the I and there's the we, and both are important. You can't be monodimensional because life is multidimensional.
I've always said that. I don't necessarily come on here. I don't come on here speaking on my behalf, I come on here speaking on behalf of the voiceless. I come on here speaking on behalf of the person that are in a worse situation than me. You understand? Because I understand the we. Once all of us, my neighbors, everybody is in a good space and a better space than they are, then I'll be in a good space. It's automatic. Once the economy is flowing and persons have money to spend, everybody wins. People are going to buy what they need. People are going to patronize each other. The money circulate. People can get to pay them bills because the money has circulate fast. If you know me I deal with, it's about the we. So if it is a case where the man them are go suburbs, right? If the man them are go suburbs, right? And them are lick down people also depend land all long for 20 odd years and the government are lick down them house. You think say me as a person will own my house supposed to they look on that and think say that or something, right? No, me have to burn out that. No, me have to burn out that. Me have to burn out any government where dash people off a land, brother. Me have to burn that out. No, and then depend the land so much years and build house and have much family and generation pass through and just gonna kick off people off island. Remember, if we go back to the inception before we had this whole civilization, the man will come that was pirates. That is the slave master. What them come do? Now capture them, come capture the land. And now through a system what them call crown lands. Them stay where them live and own the land them out here. And you're telling me as a government that is sovereign, you're going to come now and displace people off lands? No thief them, the thief the land when them come and them never own the land. As a matter of fact, if you look on the nitty-gritty of it, who really owns the land? God Almighty him build it. God Almighty create this. So all you if you come say, as a government, you got to throw people off a land. Me understand law, everything man, but people upon the land, brother, them build up and them have house and so and them build family and then they there for years. Kindly make sure say people them sort out. You can't just keep the people them off a land, bro. It better you make the people them get some ownership and help them to get some ownership so they can pay some tax and add to the economy. You feel me I deal with? So not because basically the moral of the story is not because it not happen to you, that means say it not happen. And if it happen, more than likely it can happen to you to at some point and instance. That is it. So you're supposed to care for your neighbor them. So what, you're going to sit down this and a man there over this and grape off your neighbor daughter and hold a gun to her head
or whatever, and I try fight her, and you I go sit down with your daughter them over here yard and say, Chuck,
much you
and my
cash?
daughter I'm a grape off, and my daughter I'm a put one gun to your head. You know feel like say when I did them over here yard that the same somebody I go come. You have a civic duty, you have a civic commitment. Winifred, big up yourself. You feel me I deal with? You have a civic duty, I have a civic commitment. Period. You say you're not getting another something, mama? That the man they're supposed to have, you know?
What? Rum?
Oh,
Come like you know remember, say you know, I'm there all long.
we are there 30.
Oh, you know come here.
Yeah.
Why you come with it?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. See, enough first.
And part of being a human being and living a full life is understanding the impact that you can have, not only on your circle, but also more broadly, and how you can participate, and how important it is that you become actively engaged. So this is what we're trying to do.
Is there any way, and let's speaking about legislation, and kind of let's go back, but it tie into, young people voting.
Yes.
I think many people, how can we change the voting process? Because especially in meaning, people register in Mobi, but they come to school in Kingston to learn, and then having to go back to Mobi. Is there somewhere a joint committee between both parties, like the government and the opposition, we can come together and reform that sort of voting where it just have an ID, show up and vote? Like it don't have to be based on where you are registered to vote.
Correct.
Yeah, because I know that's the major thing. That's
It's a
something
big issue. Because there are lots of people in Jamaica who no longer live day to day where they register to vote. And then you only get 3 hours off by your employer. So if you're in Kingston and you're registered to vote in East Hanover, there's no way you can go and vote. To take the day. You know, go. Right.
I mean, I take the day for the my business.
That's the Irish. Yeah, but the short answer is yes. The good thing is that our electoral system is now structured where we have a commission that's in charge of electoral matters called the ECJ, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. And it has representatives of both parties on it and independents. And so it is a system which has worked well for Jamaica over the last, 30 years or whatever it is. It evolved out of the 1970s over time, and it's become like a best standard across the world. So our system has been admired for having, because remember, we started being plagued with terrible political violence. We no longer have that problem and so on. So the structure is there for reforms to be debated, but I think it's the mindset now of the people in that who have that responsibility should be around how do we make the system more user friendly? Because as you said, even to enumerate to vote, why can't you do it online? Why do you have to go to this arcade system? I'm sure there are good reasons, but can those reasons be addressed in other ways so that we have an easier access to it? And then again, the whole voting system, why? Remember, one of the reasons why we have a low turnout, which was a surprisingly low turnout in the last election, when the polls had indicated that we were expecting a turnout of about 55%. We ended up with 39, I think it was, right? Which was a big difference to what. But the lines were long, and the voting process was often very slow. And that was partly because they weren't allowing people to vote on their old ID. And many people hadn't collected their new ID because you have to go to some place to go collect that. Nobody has the time to go do that.
Because what I had to do is I never collected my new ID. That was it. People waited in line, and then we had to do a different thing and a swearing, and I swear I'm this, and it was this whole thing, and I'm like,
and it takes much longer.
It takes much longer.
So people in line for longer. Some of them just get tired and walk out. And worse is all rainfall, which I think rain did fall. So
I saw one man drop down, like it was that bad.
So we need to really look at how we can make the system easier. Why can a person who is registered to vote wherever they are, they should be able to vote wherever, and it be counted in the appropriate ballot box where they are enumerated without them have to physically go and vote in that polling station. This is a high-tech era now.
So we need to know.
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say needs now.
Yo, not a joke considering but I wouldn't say needs now. But yo, man, I tell you, I never knew that was such a problem with the voting process. A lot of people, to get their new ID, like the long lines to even receive those. That was a challenge as well. Them have to find a way, brother, to fix the things them. And these are some serious concerns. I like the questions that she asks. I don't remember her name, the lady on the fix. I don't remember her name, but she was asking some very good questions. Those questions were so solid, you know what I mean? So I appreciate that. No joke.
Where is this?
Right, but you know, because that was an issue that you guys had. That was a proposal. I think that was supposed to be a part of trying to change this system.
Well, what happened with that was, you know,
But
we were agreed. I think
Yo, what's up, Machine Fit? What's going on, man? Salute, bro. Salute. Well, that Machine Fit is one of my day ones, you know, man. You know what I mean? Salute to Machine Fit. Yeah, Nara is, I don't know. Hey, Machine, check out the memberships, you know what I'm saying? See if you're interested in becoming a member of the platform. The super chat is available, all that stuff. But check out the memberships, all right?
both sides agree that, you know, there should be a national ID. However, when the legislation was developed, it was going to require mandatory biometric information being in a database. And if you didn't submit your biometric information, whether it be your blood type or your fingerprint or whatever, it would be a criminal offense, and you could be excluded from all sorts of normal benefits. So we said, no, that's not going to pass muster. That's unconstitutional. The government never listened. Them got through with the thing. So a case was brought to test it, and the case was successful, and the whole legislation was struck down as being unconstitutional. So they had to make some adjustments to it, which they did, and it came back to Parliament and it passed. And so now it's being rolled out. Kind of slow, but it's being rolled out.
Very slowly,
So we're not sure what impact it's going to have, you know, but it is coming.
Yeah, because I think that was a part of it, trying to, you know, it would probably make it seamless,
right,
and be coalesce.
Right. Hello, we're live.
That's go by right? I'm sorry, we'll bring it all together in one seamless thing. So in that sense, we I guess the opposition is in alignment with that, like just one national identification system, right?
We accept that, you know, for example, a lot of issues around fraud and so on could be mitigated if we had a...
What's your name, Javi? Naro. Javi, she name Javi, the one that asks most of the question.
A strong ID system.
Alright, next girl named Javi.
Transactions could be implemented more quickly and that kind of thing. So we just didn't like the elements of the rules around it that were too intrusive. And so once those were modified, you know, we were more relaxed about it.
Yeah.
But we're just not seeing it happen.
I need to get on that.
You said that the reasons offered by the government to terminate the Cuba medical program is unconvincing. Expound on that. What about the reasons that you say is unconvincing?
Well, the fact that the arrangement, it's a bilateral agreement between Cuba and Jamaican governments. It's been going on for 50 years, right? And it involves Cubans who are working in their health system offered the opportunity to work overseas, in this case in Jamaica. And the government of Jamaica, by agreement, pays the Cuban government money for providing these healthcare workers, and they get some of their salary in Cuba and they get some here. Their overtime and so on is paid here. That's been going on for a long time. The government suddenly says, oh, well, that arrangement is violating our labor laws. I don't believe that's the case. We have lots of instances of outsourcing in Jamaica where persons are paid by a company that provides their labor to whether it's janitorial services, toll road operators, all over the place. There are companies that are engaged typically by the government, but not only, some private sector people do that as well. They pay a firm, and then the firm take money out of it and pays the workers. So it's not unusual. Similarly, even in the UN system, I'm told, when, for example, our military go abroad and there's some compensation arrangement, the soldiers are not paid directly by the UN. The government is paid. So I just wasn't convinced by this, and I thought it was just an excuse because the government had taken a decision that whatever pressure was being brought to them by the US, they didn't want to resist that any longer.
You genuinely believe that it's because of pressure from the US?
100%.
Yeah, you and many other Jamaicans.
Hey man, respect. Just let me know the amount machine fit. Salute to that. All right. Yeah, salute to that. Just let me know the amount to the cash app because the phone screen cracked. All right. I haven't got the screen replacement yet, and it's my bro cash app, so I'm not able to sign in on this phone because of the location. Yeah. When he was here in Jamaica, he signed it in the phone, and because he was in Jamaica, you know, it signed in. But that phone that it signed into the cash app, like I said, the screen is cracked. I already have a screen coming, so in the next 2 weeks or so, I'll have the screen put in, and I'll be up and live again to say, hey yo, thank you for the cash app on the whoop de whoop de woo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But thank you, bro. Respect. I appreciate it. The donation to the cash app, all right? And same thing to Joy Barnes as well. Shout out to her. But yeah, man. Like I said, this was just a brief live for me to go over this part of the live stream. With the interview, it was interesting what Mr. Golding said about civic duty and being more engaged, and the fact that this time around in terms of the culture of politics persons our dub sack. All right, man, appreciate that. Respect. That's that's two that's 2-0, right? That's how the dub is 2-0, right? Yeah, so I appreciate the dialogue on the fix. I would encourage persons to go ahead and go and check out that interview and check out the fix generally. And yeah, we're gonna get noisy in here. You know what I'm saying? This place right here is gonna get a bit noisy and lively. But I just got a few minutes to just have some chat. So I have to shout out to the bartender that gave me grace. I'll be live tonight again. Yeah, Paul Chin. Yeah, man, that's the name, right? Paul Chin. Yeah, definitely. That's the broski right there. So yeah, I'll see you guys 10:30, 11 p.m. 10:30 p.m. 11 p.m. Jamaica time. Let me give you an idea. So right now it's 6:14. Right? So I will be live at 10:30 p.m. 6:14 p.m. right now. So what's that? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 4.5 hours from now. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, man. Later. Appreciate the questions to maidens. Appreciate the questions. I know a lot of people have been extremely critical of Mark Golden, but it doesn't bother him. He takes it with stride. He's very humble, and he looks into what is being posited by the people because he wants to make sure that he's a listening leader. He doesn't just listen; he hears and he responds. You feel what I say? Yeah, man. But God bless him. I'm out. Peace. Later.